Yeah, so yesterday we discussed one is the conditions and the other one is loops. For this, we need to have the other thing called as operators. And we have observed a couple of things. One is if else, and if else if, switch case. Loops, while, do while, for loop, and the next for each. So entire .NET we have conditional structures and as well as looping statements. Conditional structures is if you want to execute the statements depends on the condition. Only one condition should be satisfied. Then only we can do that. This is terms and conditions. Accept the agreements. Only one checkbox is there. If we want to check it, then only we can continue. Else we just to show the client message, client side. We are not going to write any else condition. If they are checking, then only we will able to insert the registration process. If they are not check the checkbox, then just we have to show the validation. Please check the checkbox. Just a message. So at that time only we can write if only. If else, true or false. Not only one condition, we have two conditions or three conditions are there. We can write this. Not only three, we have many things. Then we can go with the switch case. And when we can use this, only one time we should execute the statements. Then we can write the statements inside of these blocks. And now we need to write the set of statements, and that should be repeatedly executed until the condition should be failed. Then we can go with the loops. So while loop, do while loop, and for loop, for each loop. So here, first we will discuss while writing the conditions and loops, we need to use some operators. Plus, already you are familiar with this. So shortcut operators and expression we can write. Either you can use x equal to x plus 1 or id equal to id plus 1. Instead of that, shortcut is x plus plus and plus plus x. Pre-increment and post-increment. Immediately you want the new value, you can write this plus plus x. First increment, use the increment value. And later you can increment. Present you can continue with the current value. Then you can use this x plus plus. Use the current value, next incremented value, next time onwards. And this is the same. First decrement, use the decrement value. Or present current value you can use, later decrement value you can use. Like this. And here x equal to x plus y, the shortcut operator. No need of writing this lengthy like this. You can use the shortcut as plus equal to y. So internally, it will add the value for both the two and reassigning to the same field. Okay. So like that, subtraction, multiplication, division, percentiles, and especially this for binary digits. ASCII character should be converted to binary format. We want to use left shift and right shift operators only for electronic codes. Normal programming, we never use these things. On or off type and all. So right side we have to shift cursor to 5 digits before, 5 digits after, then only we will use these things. Out of that it won't use. And these are all logical operator. While you are using AND gates, OR gates and both are true. Any one of the true, not symbol purpose, we can use these things. So these 5 symbols are especially used for electronic programming. While they are using some devices and we are going to identify that the devices should be moved to the left or right or current positions and all, then only we can use these symbols. But as per the C Sharp, normal programming, software related things and all, we can use up to here. Okay, and this is compound statements. Here only one type of activity, increment, decrement, multiply, like that. But whereas here two activities, we are incrementing as well as assigning, decrementing as well as assigning. So two types of activities are there. That's why this operator we call it as compound operator. Multiply plus addition and addition. And here the above symbols, the same here also we can use this 5 symbols. And this is the type of the operators. Why we are using operators, where we are using, what are the scenarios. Arithmetic calculations, mathematical things, we can use this. If conditions, if else, wherever we are using the conditions and the for logical checking purpose, we can use AND operator, OR operator, NOT operator, and that shift operators purpose, these things. Concatenation, already we have seen in console application, string and value. For combining both the two, we have used plus symbol. Increment and decrement operators, shift operator. Just now we have seen compound statement. That is for compound operator comparison. Two operators we have to use at a time. Both are matched, double equal to. And it is not equal to. It is C sharp. This is for VB. VB.NET, this symbol is not accepting for not equal to comparison. VB.NET we are using this, not equal to symbol. So less than or equal to, greater than or equal to will be used here. And assignment operator, addition plus minus equal to into equal to all. And inside any subclasses, methods, fields, if you want to identify, we can use dot. Already we have seen console dot write line and console dot read line. So console is a class. Inside the class we have read line, write line methods. If you want to access those methods, we use the operator called as dot. So this is the dot symbol we used. Member access operator. And yesterday we discussed an array. In C sharp we can use square bracket. VB.NET we can use parenthesis. And this parenthesis also used for typecasting. Data type conversion from one data type to another data type. We used parenthesis, byte, close. This is what we called as typecasting. So we have a integer value, something like this. Now we need to store this one into some byte. Now we can say ID. So this is what we called as typecasting, converting one data type to another data type. Ternary operator, we'll see in a program. General syntax for if-else condition. Instead of using lengthy code, we can write a simple code like this. If ID equal to 2, then what we have to do? 1 for administrator, 2 for customers, something like this. Then open another form. For ID equal to 2, do the add operation. And if it is false, then do the multiplication operation. Anything like this. Instead of writing like this, we can write simply what is the condition? ID equal to 2. If it is true, question mark. Which operation we can perform? Addition. Colon. If it is false, then what operation? That is for multiplication like this. So instead of writing if, condition, statement, else, statement. We can also write the another way. What condition we need to compare? We can write like this. True statements will come after question mark symbol. The false statement should come after colon symbol. So this is what we call it as ternary operator. So one condition, one true part, one false part. So three things are involved in that. That's the reason it is called as ternary operator. Now delegate concatenation and removal. Generally, only one method we can write, we can call at a time, either this or this. Now we want both the two should be called automatically. Then we can simply write add plus multiply like this. So that means what? We are going to pointing two methods at a time. First it will performing this, immediately it will perform this. Without delegates, what happen? First it will come to here, execute all the statements, again it will go there wherever they are calling, again come back to here, execute, again it will go there like this. Instead of wasting that round trip under, we want to continuously execute the functionality, or I want at this time only add, I don't want multiply, then we can use minus. So plus and minus 2 symbol will be used for delegates, function pointers. Now object creation, we used new memory allocation operator, and you want to know this is allocating how many number of bytes, not the range. Yesterday we have seen maximum and minimum value. Now we need to know the size, how many number of bytes you should be allocated. Then we can use a keyword call it as size of. And overflow exception, checked, unchecked. This is a condition we are going to apply for the designer property. There, here we can assign, do you want to allow the code? Because sometimes pointer related code we are going to write. Then we can say here as allow unsafe code, because the pointers code cannot be understandable by the CLR directly. So the pointers directly allocating the memory, so it has to run without the CLR. So we can check or uncheck to overflow such type of errors at runtime. And this is indirection operator, that is for star is representing the value, ampersand is representing the address, and this arrow tends to, goes to, means this variable is pointing to. So these are all the three symbols are especially used for pointers concept. And the namespace aliases. The original name is using system.console. Now we need to change that one to Pallavi or Lokesh. Another alias names, then we can use this namespace alias qualifier. And the null coalescing. Example, generally we can use integer id equal to 0, but we cannot say integer id equal to null. Only string will accept empty, but integer will not accept empty. At least any value you should assign. Default as 0 we are assigning. Now even my database is not having any data, it has to capable to store null value also. So it will give an error. Now we can say that here this may be value, may not be value, allow this field. So we can use question mark symbols will be for null coalescing operator, so that null will be going to accepting to the data type. Okay. So what are the operators for writing the expressions is this one. I will share this doc to you. And the other one, it is just like a basics. While we are going to write the code one time or many times, we just discuss here these things. And before of these loops, we have a go-to statement as well. Okay, previous languages. Now here, one second. So this is all are these practice samples to improve the coding hands-on experience for you. In what way we can use if conditions, if else, and for loops and all. Why? Because without these statements, no one page should be created. At least if or if else or while or anything should be used inside the page. That's why it's very, very important. So how many number of examples you practiced in that, that much of logical thinking will be improved, and different type of ideas should come. So here I have given couple of examples, and this is for total counter. This is my label. Any name you can give. Colon means here we are not written any for loop. Just we have given an identification name here which denotes two statements. So wherever we called my label, it will execute these two statements automatically, and we will go to that place after finish of these statements. So now if counter is less than 5, first time 0, 0 less than 5, yes. So it will come to inside, display the counter value as 0. Now what we are saying, go to my label. The cursor will come to here. Now 0 plus plus 1 will come. Now the 1 is assigned here. 1 is less than 5, yes. 1 will display. Again go to the label. Now 2 will come. 3, 4, 5. If 6 will come. 6 less than 5 is not correct. So what will display here? It is not going to go to inside. It will exit from the if condition. So how to use the old programming language syntax like go to statement. You can define your statements into one name. Wherever that name is required, we can use it. Now here while with go to. So there here it will go to that particular line. Every time you have to say that condition is true, go to that place. Now this is for repeatedly run a equal to 0, and here when it will run, one second, 0 is less than 10, yes. So 0 is 5, no. Again it will go to up, again it will go to up. So where we have to apply the incrementation, here after this if condition we just use a plus plus. This is infinite loops. 0 never greater than 10. Always it is 0, 0, 0 only comparing. So just they are giving such type of smart questions in interviews for checking the logical thinking. So if there is an incrementation, then only a value will be incremented. 1, 1 less than 10, yes. 1 equal to 5, no. Again go for increment. Again incremented value comparing, and again come to here. 2 is not 5. So increment, increment, increment. Once 5 is reached, now it will comes to 5 equal to 5. Then go to cleanup. Then it will goes to here and displays the current value is 5. Okay. So now we get the output switch case. Only one condition there we mentioned, but whereas here, yesterday's discussion, we are showing first a menu of items. A for address adding, D for deleting, M for modifying, and U for viewing, Q for quit. So if the user is press A, it is showing that you are asking about adding the address. D for delete. Until you are pressing Q, keep on it is asking our menu options. So what we have here, do. Do means at least display something. Later we can change. So here, this is choices. Read the choice, store it into here. Now what is your choice? You entered A, it will run A matched statement as this. If you enter D, D matches in statement. M, this statement. Q, capital Q or small q, then we can say by. Other than these characters, if they pressed X or Y or Z, that characters are not available here. That characters always match to default. So it is showing that choice is not valid. So it is displaying this error message and break from this switch case. And again it is asking, do you want to continue or do you want to quit? We can say quit, it won't repeat again. But if you want to be sick, don't quit. So other characters if you entered, then the program should be repeatedly displaying the details. Okay. So how it will work, I'll show you. So static void main, all the things are similar. Only you just understand, but you type this program in a console prompt. Go to the program.cs file, or else we can take a new one. Keep the breakpoint, minimize this. Execute. One is the switch case closing, and the other one is main. So keep this one aside. So first do what? Display these values. First address book, and then all the menu items. Now we just say that what options you need to select. So console.readline. Once we press F11, don't touch this until it has to fire automatically. Now we can say A. Press enter. Now that A will be stored here. The list of menu item, we want A. So it will be execute directly A. That means the user is selected the option for A. You can do some statements over here. And then it will not go to any other cases. Directly it will exit from the A option because the A case has a break. Terminate from switch case. So directly it's saying that press any key to continue. Now we just read a character, empty line we need it. Now we can compare with what the user is selected the option. That is for A. So it is not Q. They are not asking for quit. Now again it is repeating. So again it is displaying all the menu items. Now again the choice. Now we can say Q, small q or capital Q. Now it is going to check my choice is Q. Now F11, it is not going any A and D or V, whatever operations are there. Directly it will jumps to where Q is available exactly, that Qth case. And it is displaying the suitable messages. Now we can compare that name with while loop. My choice is Q, small or caps. So now here press any key to continue. Now what is my choice? Small q. So we can highlight from here to here, right click, add watch. So what is this condition? This is not equal to q, means capital Q is equal to capital Q, but small q is not equal to capital Q. So now here, right click, add watch. So this is, so now what we have to apply, it is going to check one of the condition will be satisfied, either capital Q or small q. Then we should be terminate from the output. So automatically that output will be closed. So switch case are especially used for, we have 5 or 6 conditions and we need to give the options to the user. User will select one option, based on that we can activate the code. Okay, and this is for, I don't want to repeat until end. We want to stop at the middle only. While you are searching any items, if you found the item, no need of searching continuously. So we can display here, do this while, first continuously it is displaying all items until the condition becomes failed. Once the condition becomes failed, it is showing the message. Like that loops. I know starting value and I know incremented value, and how many number of values you need to be increment, and as well as decrement we can specify. And this is a syntax, statements and sequence. Here, whenever I is 10 is reached, don't run from 11 to 20. Stop at 10. Then what we can do is, if it is not 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, anything, then we want to continue. So we can say here the symbol called as continue. So break and continue are the special keywords which will be executed. One is for stop the output and the other one is for allowing to process. So like that here, break exit and break nested loops. And here it is for factorial value, and this is for primary numbers. Okay, so we have to remember only one, if else and switch case. The other one, while or do while or for. Now here for each. So when you will use for each loop. So here normal 1 value comparisons and all we can't say for each. Wherever there is a collection of items like an array, now we want to use any calculations for it, we can use for it. Here we have an array and how to write in for loop and how to write in for each loop. For loop for starting value, increment value and conditions. Okay. And this is store first value, second value and so on. Now for each, we are not giving any starting value and we are not giving any condition checking, no incrementation. Just where is your data and from where you want to keep this data. So here integer values in is a default modifier. Now name of the function is nums. Numbers we are giving as a input. Input means we are giving. Output means we are expecting. So now we can say if it is reaches to 4, then break it. Okay, that is. So the output will becomes under here. So this is an array that we will see here. What is an array? How many levels of arrays are there?